Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. The goal of my YouTube channel is to make home cooking practical, efficient, fun, and creative, but most importantly, sustainable, so you can make home cooking as part of your daily routines. So that you can incorporate it into your lifestyle no matter how busy you are. All you need is about 30 minutes each day to cook a meal from scratch. Use all fresh ingredients. This is important because this will be a long-term investment for the health of you and your family. In order to achieve this goal, I have developed a cooking system that I call it the FAST cooking system. And the word FAST is the acronym for the 4 attributes of this cooking system. It stands for flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking. I would like to share with you how my cooking system makes home cooking to be the most joyful experience that I have every day. It fills me with a sense of accomplishment as well as give me the pleasure and relaxation of a job well done. The best part of my cooking system is its simplicity in its approach, but it has possibility for change with infinite permutations by using a very few simple ingredients allow you to cook many different dishes. Ever since I adopted my cooking system, I never cook the same dish twice. This is same for many people who use this cooking system. One viewer told me that by using template-based cooking, she has gained the freedom to cook whatever she likes. And this makes her home cooking practical, creative, and fun. And now she loves the food she cooks. This further encourages her to continue to explore, to create, and to innovate, to become a better cook each time when she enters the kitchen. This is the goal of my YouTube channel. In offering practical guides that to provide the sustainable approaches to achieve one of the most important activities in our life. This is a chow mein dish that I cooked last night. It represents a continuing improvement of what I have cooked before. It is both similar and different at the same time. It represents a unique approach. I use regular spaghetti pasta to cook this dish. I'm trying to make the most out of the common ingredients so that I can use it in different capacities. Therefore, when I boil spaghetti noodles, I always boil a large portions so that I can make different usage, and this will allow me to maximize my advanced prepping. The key in efficiency for home cooking is to use as few ingredients as possible to generate the maximum number of varieties. Here you can see that using pasta noodles, in addition for spaghetti dishes, you can use it for chow mein, lo mein, or pan-fried noodles. To cook this dish, I first stir-fry the noodles in my Cuisine 14-inch stainless steel wok. Now for doing the chow mein, advanced prepping is really important because you want to store the pasta noodles in the refrigerator for about 48 hours before you use them. This will reduce the moisture in the noodles, and that will prevent the noodles from stick and burn to the bottom of the wok. I season the wok as I normally do, use my spot seasoning method. I used about 3 cups of cooked pasta noodles to cook this dish. I used a pair of tongs to separate the noodles and spread them over on the surface of the wok. I toss the noodles in such a way to make sure they are all well coated with cooking oil. When I walked into the kitchen, the first thing I did is that I took some chicken out of the freezer and thawed them in a bowl of warm water. And during this time period, I am preparing the noodles. I decided I'm going to cook the noodles in advance by frying them lightly to provide a slight crispy texture. This is the first time I use this method to give the noodle a light crispy texture rather than when I pan fry them, they are very crisp. Cooking this chow mein takes about 5 to 6 minutes to create a light crispy texture. It is important to cook them separately, and also you can see that the noodles do not stick to the wok at all. If it does, you know that the noodle is a little bit too wet or you have not seasoned the wok properly. And now I'm going to set the noodle aside and cook the chicken and the vegetable to go with the noodles. To provide the best flavor for the chickens, I have coated the chicken with thin layer of cornstarch as well as with some seasoning. I use a pair of tongs to separate the chickens and lay them out on the flat surface of the wok. This Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok has a relatively large flat surface area. It's just enough for me to spread out the chicken, and I can use the wok like a small frying pan. I'm going to use a method called shallow frying. I'm going to fry one side of the chicken first. The cornstarch coating will give the chicken a slight crispy breading. For the vegetable, I'm going to add 2 cups of frozen Chinese stir-fry vegetable mix. This is followed by 1 cup of fresh zucchini. Using this method by combining frozen vegetables and fresh vegetables, you can greatly enhance the diversity of the vegetables in the dish. My wife normally do not like frozen vegetables, but by mixing them together, it will provide a more even and better presentation of the dish. With the use of frozen vegetables, this is one way to stretch your advanced prepping. This is also a great strategy to use when you are toward the end of your advanced prepping and you are running out of fresh ingredients to put into your stir frying. I add the frozen vegetables directly to the wok rather than thawing them out in advance. When I add the frozen vegetable, the chicken is about half cooked. Next, I'm going to add about 1½ cup of thinly sliced mushroom. By adding the ingredients at different time points of the cooking process, I am able to time the cooking in such a way that all the ingredients are properly cooked without either undercooking or overcooking. For example, in this case, I only want to cook the mushrooms slightly, and that's why I'm adding them toward the end of the cooking process. At this point, I'm adding a small amount of water to the surface of the wok where I noticed that the cornstarch has stuck and burned to the surface of the wok. And using the wok spatula, I am able to clean off those materials. I call this method spot cleaning because it cleans the wok at the same time while I am cooking. This will also allow me to return the flavor back to the dish. I am also adding more water to create a sauce. And next, I season the dish with 3 different sauces with 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of hoisin sauce, and then I use a pre-made sauce, which is a teriyaki sauce, 1 tablespoon of that. And this is followed by some fresh green pepper that I still have in my advanced prepping. And the last item I'm going to add to this dish is some cherry tomatoes. So as you can see here, by combining use of the frozen vegetable with fresh vegetable that I have in advanced prepping, I can create a dish with a lot of diversity in the vegetables ingredients. And this is the best way to stir fry vegetables, to have a very diverse composition of different type of vegetable ingredients, and that's what makes the dish interesting. So the final step in creating this chow mein dish is to add the noodles and mix them with the ingredients in the wok. This is a great way to make chow mein because it will keep the noodle still slightly crisp, but the noodle will take on the sauce and flavor from the vegetable and chicken dish. This is probably the best way to make a chow mein dish that has all the wonderful flavor, but at the same time that the noodle will be able to still have its distinct characteristics. This dish is a good example of template-based cooking because I cook based on the general guideline of the template and make modification accordingly. And I discover what makes this chow mein dish great is to cook the noodles separately before mixing them with the chicken and vegetables. And I can see a lot of flexibilities in creating a different distinctive aspect of this dish by frying the noodles to different degree. I can fry the noodle very lightly if I want it to be more soft in texture. And I could fry them a little bit longer if I want them to be more crispy. If you enjoy chow mein, this is definitely a dish that you should give it a try. This dish is very easy to cook, and you can make this dish basically on the fly by just having some spaghetti noodles already prepped and ready to go in the refrigerator. And with some advanced prepping, by having some chicken already prepped on hand, frozen vegetable, and some fresh vegetable, you can have this dish on the table in about 15 minutes. And this definitely makes a great meal. This is the type of video that I post each day to give you ideas how to make home cooking as part of your daily routine. Use my fast cooking system. If you want to learn more about this cooking system, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.